Hello, interns and associates, and welcome back to another episode of the Cubicle Briefings. I'm Charlie Armstrong, and here I am with my really good friend from my hometown, Christina Lin. Hey, Queen.
Hi.
This is Christina. We're actually expanding now to NYU because this girl right here is an NYU student, and she's going to tell you all that is said in the Cubicle regarding NYU, her achievements, her accomplishments, and beyond, as well as what she hopes to attain in the future. Now, to say a little bit about Christina, as she is an NYU student, she's studying economics and computer science, while also having a job in the financial office at NYU. She doesn't play when it comes to coins, that's for sure. And she's amazing. She's enjoying life in the city. She's enjoying everything the city has to offer, especially with now coming towards the end of the semester, which is kind of crazy. So we're here today. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and let's get into it. So Christina, as I was talking about economics and computer science, how has it been being able to study both, being a double major?
Initially I was biochemistry pre-med, and I think the switch to computer science and economics was kind of smooth because I switched into it very early on, the second semester of my freshman year. And I feel like NYU has a lot of like resources to help you like smoothly iterate into like the majors that you want. The only issue is that there's so many there's multiple schools at NYU, like there's Stern and there's Tisch, so you can really only choose from like the majors in your school. So I'm in CAS, or unless you want like internal transfer. But I like went through like the list of majors and it was like, yeah, I think I'm still interested in computer science and economics. I don't want to go to medical school, but I still want to work in like health. Like I want to work in like the tech side of healthcare. So I want to let me just try computer science and tack on the economics to get like the business perspective.
That's really smart. I love that. I think it's really good that you're getting an economics perspective out of it too. So with wanting to get into tech with like healthcare, for example, what specifically with tech with healthcare?
Yeah, so I'm really interested into so initially before applying to college, I was applying as biomedical engineering to many schools because I'm really interested in like robotics and like devices for like rehabilitation for people who need it. And I'm like really interested in like non-invasive surgeries as well, and like just like the overall thing of like healthcare. Like I still want to get involved with healthcare, so that's like a way to get myself involved.
I see.
Yeah.
That's so interesting because I know AI, the use of developing technology, is accumulating into our and just kind of just seeping its way into our world today. So regarding robotics and all that kind of stuff, do you think that down the line we're going to see more technological developments within healthcare, and how so?
I definitely do think there is definitely going to be like a lot more usage in like AI, especially in robotics. On like the programming side, there's like a lot of like using AI. So like right now I'm in a lab, like it's a VIP team at Tandon, and it's right now I'm on the data team for it for like computer vision. So right now we're researching on using data from like endoscopic like images and making a model to able to like analyze and like help like doctors like in like surgeons and stuff in like non-invasive surgeries like during like different environments. And so like on the coding aspect of that, for me, I definitely use a lot of AI to help me because it's like vibe coding, but it's not like, if you get what I mean. But yeah.
What is your take on now using AI now? And do you like it? Do you not? Do you like to specifically use it for what you're doing regarding your classes, your coursework? What's your take on it?
I use it a lot. I personally use it a lot. I think it's a great resource as long as you're like using it right. Like when I use AI for like my coding and stuff, I definitely go back and like review the code and stuff to make sure that I understand it and not just copying and pasting it into like my like the things I'm doing. So I definitely think it's a really useful tool, and like I do recommend it for other students. It's just like you just have to use it in the right way. Like you can't just be using it to like tell me the answers to all like these homeworks and then not actually going through it and not learning yourself.
So to understand code,
Mm-hmm.
how do you understand it? Like, how do you learn it? Like, I'm like, I took a new language. Is it not, or is it like, how do you learn it all?
Yeah, so it's definitely a new language. So there's classes like at NYU, like as computer science, even as like a non like CS major, you can take these classes. There's like intro to Python, and like for me in the CIS classes, intro to computer science, like data structures, we learn like Java. So like a lot of it is very like applicable to like other like you learn like for loops and like while loops and like all like those things you can use in Python and Java. You learn like for me, I learned Java, Python in class, and like right now I'm learning C in like my computer systems or class. But like you kind of just get the basics, and then from there you learn like the algorithms and like the data structure and like how to implement each like code. It is different for each like programming language, but like in AI, you can definitely ask AI to like help you create like, oh, can you code this for me? And then they'll give you like the code. And then you can ask AI, like, can you explain this line for me? Like, I don't know what this does. You can give me like a visual, like, because visualizing, like, I think computer science, like in coding, having like an image of what you're coding is kind of really good, like a visualization. So it's kind of like reading. Like code
Ah.
is like kind of like reading, but I don't know.
And then deciphering the code. That is
Yeah.
so interesting. That is so cool. I think it's basically just saying that you're bi, tri, or quadrant, like whatever like it is, because it's like you're just knowing such another language. And I know you obviously know other languages as well.
Hmm.
So do you think that your classes provide you with like tools, resources, and like connections regarding just like what you want to get involved with to better enhance your academic journey in the long, especially now like in the long term? Like what's your feeling on that, especially now studying these classes, meeting these professors, learning, utilizing the tools? How are you feeling now with this?
So I definitely think the classes do really help. They help in like the way like you learn like the tools, like you learn how to code in Python, you learn like the data structures. And like in my econ classes, like you learn about like game theory and like the market. But I think the professors are really great, and like there's definitely a lot of like tools. Like there's like the University Learning Center if you need like extra help, and like office hours, of course. But I think that you definitely need to focus on like outside projects and not just focus on school. Like classes are great, but I feel like you need to be able to apply what you learn in classes to other things, which you don't really do in class. So creating your own projects and stuff is really good. And like for example, I think NYU also has like a lot of clubs. So recently I participated like in a hackathon that was
Oh,
hosted by EEG, which is a club at NYU with Columbia. So those like are examples of putting yourself out there and like making your own projects, like meeting new people and just like learning. So yeah, classes are great, but there's a lot of other resources that NYU has for you to
oh,
learn
that's
more. Yeah.
great. No, that's amazing. That's so cool that like clubs and being able to like utilize like your skills like within the clubs and the hackathon, which we're gonna get to. But I'm curious. So you said at first outside projects.
Hmm.
Have you worked on any outside projects? I don't know if that you meant clubs or if you meant maybe like something else totally separate from that. Have you participated in any like outside projects, activities, or other than clubs maybe? Or
So for like projects, personally, I think I'm learning like different tools. Like I'm learning how to use React and stuff because I'm really interested in like UI UX like design and like the front end aspect in coding. So that like project myself is like just learning at my own time. And then for like club involvement, I like currently right now I'm like events lead for like Google Developers Group. It's just a group for students to learn more about tech, like a tech community. And then I'm also part of like a blockchain club, which like blockchain currency and like Bitcoin. And then I'm also involved in like the VIP team at Tandon. So that one I'm also really involved in, I feel, because every week we get like tasks to do before. And like right now, for my team, we're planning to publish like a research paper. That's like, we're in the motions of completing. But yeah, very, very fun stuff. I feel like clubs at NYU is kind of competitive, I think, especially like if you want to get into part of like the Stern clubs. But if you put yourself out there and like be yourself during like interviews and stuff, then you're like good.
that's good.
Yeah.
Wait a second. You have to like interview and like apply to get into the clubs.
Yeah, for most clubs, like the clubs that I've like applied to or like seen, usually they have like an application deadline. You submit your application, like answer the questions, and then you receive an interview. Then you have to do the interview. Sometimes there's multiple rounds, like especially if you want to be part of like the consulting clubs. There's like the application part, and then there's like the behavioral interview, and there's like the case like interview. Like so, lots of interviews.
Oh my god, it's like almost worse than even getting a job. I'm like,
Low key, like I was like, wow, it's really hard to get into clubs here, but there's a lot of clubs that are like very open. There's a lot of cultural clubs, like there's like Asian Cultural Union here, and I think there's like also like different like dance, like Asian fusion dance. There's like Kinesis, which is like a K-pop dance, I think. There's also like I think it's Napsa, which is like South Asian fusion dance. It's really really amazing. There's a lot of like different clubs here that you can do. There's like plant clubs, but yeah, very interesting. There's a cheese club that we have here too.
yum.
So when I mean by like competitive, I mean like the consulting clubs, marketing, like tech clubs. Those are like very competitive, I feel. But
That's insane. No, that's crazy. I always find it so interesting, like joining a club, but nothing comes for free. You have to like apply to get in. That's
yeah.
so
Wait,
interesting.
is that how it goes in FIT with clubs?
No, no, FIT is like all is welcome. Some clubs you actually may have to apply for like certain positions to like be a part of,
like the
obviously
e-board,
e-board,
yeah.
and then like I know Blush magazine, you have to usually like apply to be on certain positions like with the team, like if you want to be on the styling team, if you want to be photography, like etc. You usually have to like apply for that. But all the other clubs are just everyone's welcome. No, that's so interesting. That's kind of I can kind of see that because if you're working on lots of things that are very technical and they're kind of like startup based things, and they're kind of like real life situations, I can imagine how they do have to be kind of selective with the people that they choose to have on their teams. So I can kind of
but most
understand
of
that.
them are like open to beginners.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're more lenient when you apply early. So I really emphasize like when you start college, apply early to things like clubs and stuff. Like get yourself involved with first semester of freshman year. Like
Which is
just
smart anyway
yeah.
because it's a great way to meet new people. So it's like
Yep.
you should just join new clubs when you get in because like I know some people that don't their first semester and I'm like, no, you should. Especially because like if you want to be on like the e-board eventually, start as early as you can so then that you can also get on the e-board as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
So I think that's always like the best advice that I hear. So I'm always like, swear, join the clubs early on and you're setting yourself up for success. So how have you liked NYU so far? How has NYU been able to provide you with what you need to have success, or what do you just think about the school in general?
So initially, when I first got into NYU, I wasn't sure that I'm gonna be like a city girl. I'm still not sure if I'm a city girl now, but I definitely do enjoy like the campus, like the area a lot more, and like the vibes. Cause like I visited like others, like I visited like Stony Brook, and like I visited I think like Rochester Institute of Technology. I'm like, wow, it's very different from NYU because like the way like the area, but I definitely do like it a lot. NYU does give a lot of resources for you, and you can like go anywhere. Like I guess like in between your class, if you have like a 3 hour gap, you can go Central Park or like Bryant Park. Go to like the New York Public Library there. It's really beautiful. So
It
it's
is
really
really
nice.
beautiful. I agree.
Cafes, food, Chinatown's like right there. Wanna go shopping? Soho's right there. So
Love. No, you're in a really good spot in the city.
yeah.
I really do love where you guys are in the city because like you really do have great access to like everything, and it's just so fun to be like in like more of the downtown part of the city. Like I think like it's just so fun. So you think that you're not still a city person? What makes you think that in that kind
I
of way?
feel like sometimes I feel like I'm not using like the resources around me like too much. I feel like I'm kind of like sometimes I'm just like in my dorm and like I feel like I need to be outside right now. It's like a beautiful day. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like I'm not using the resources like everything. I don't know. Otherwise, like I do really enjoy NYU. I really enjoy like the city and like being out there. It's just like sometimes it can fit like too much. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you want to see like once you step out of your dorm, it's just like cars, honking, people, like sometimes a little too much, but it's nice.
It's
So
overstimulating.
yeah.
It really is. I can imagine it. Like sometimes, but then it's like the balance for yourself.
Mhm.
Like sometimes, like because we live in such an overstimulating environment, and we always have things going on. We're busy college students,
Yeah.
and this is so different from your traditional college experience. I mean, please, more college students have trees around them. Like we
No,
get
but it's okay
buildings.
because like when you, I really enjoy like walking around the city and stuff, especially at night or like really early in the morning when it's like not a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's like really nice, refreshing. You can like walk through the park and like I feel like everything's there. Like if I really needed like a moment to just like debrief and like think about life, just go outside, put AirPods in, and just walk. So
I love, no, I'm with you on that.
yeah,
I love a good walking moment with headphones. But regarding your job, so we talked about before you work at the financial office at NYU and you had some maybe other jobs with being in the city. Do you want us to tell us a little bit about your work experience and some of your jobs?
yeah. So right now I'm currently working at like the financial aid office. So I like take calls and answer emails to like parents and students who have like questions regarding their financial aid, like loans and stuff. So recently there was like admitted students like day, like weekend on the square. So we had like a couple students and parents come in and like get their financial aid package and understand what like how much aid they're getting. Really fun. I really enjoy it. I have like really good coworkers and my bosses are great there. I also like I was in like over the summer before sophomore year, I was in the scramble of finding a job. And so I was also working part time at a boba tea place in New York City
Love.
up at Union Square. I though eventually quit that job because it was very like long hours. I wasn't back until the dorm till like 1 in the morning. So I was like, I already have a job at like the financial aid office. You know, I'm gonna focus on my schoolwork my clubs and my extracurriculars and like my mental health. So
No, I think
yeah.
that was a good call. That was a good call because I think it's just like, yeah, getting back at 1 in the morning is rough. It's
Yeah.
not like, especially if you have all this other stuff to do. You have class the next morning. You have still homework to get done. It's just, it's too much. It's too
Yeah.
much. It's too
So
stressful.
like it's good to be like overcommitted, like overcommitment and like getting putting yourself out there, but sometimes too much is too much and you just need to like take a break.
You
And
know,
like
take a chill pill.
exactly, like right now, yes, I want money. Like I want to be able to like support myself, like groceries and everything, help my parents out. But with the expense of like ruining my sleep schedule and like getting bad grades and like not like being more active like in my education, which is the reason why I'm here in the first place. So that's more important for like my future. So
I
like
agree. School comes first. School
yep.
does come first. I can't disagree with you there. Have you gained like any like really good like professional based experiences, like any like hard or like soft skills working at your job, maybe specifically the financial aid office?
So I feel like I gained a lot of soft skills working at the financial aid office. I feel like I'm able to speak more fluently and like have my thoughts together. Because like when you're speaking on the phone with like a parent who's really stressed out about like their students' financial aid like options and stuff, you want to be able to speak like you know what you're saying, which you should know what you're saying,
Right.
but being able to like reinforce like information and like not stress out like the person on the other end more feel like it's really important. So I feel like I learned my communication skills have gotten a lot better since starting college and like starting this job and like same with my organization skills and my email skills, like writing and everything. Yeah.
It's getting tea. I love
Yep.
that. No, it's good that you're getting these experiences.
Hmm.
And have you attended like any events, like being in the city, like any like networking events, any like professional events, or any like other like cool events that you have really enjoyed since being in the city? They don't even have to be like professional, but just like fun activities that you really have loved and they just really have helped shape your really fun experiences with being here.
Yeah, so I think it was like last week I had the opportunity to help like organize and kind of host an event for my blockchain lab club. It's like digital assets. So we were up at like Bryant Park and I was mostly there to like check in guests and stuff and like help set up. But I like the event itself though, I learned a lot about like Bitcoin and the blockchain, like the future like impacts like in the economy right now for it. So I feel like that was really interesting. And like just having the opportunity to be in the city and being able to go to these events for free is like really nice. So yeah.
That's incredible. That's an amazing event. And it's amazing to be a part of that.
Hmm.
And do you have any like long-term goals like down the line regarding like your career, things that you want to get involved with? Do you have any? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Do you have any like interesting goals for yourself like down the line that you hope to achieve?
Yeah. So in the future, so right now, of course, like the market, like things that we've heard about the market is really bad right now, especially for like computer science students and all that. So down the line, I don't know. I do want to find a job like right after grad, like right after undergrad to hopefully go to grad school. But finding a job, I think, is like my like want for after undergrad right now and somewhere in like the tech field. Like I know like software engineering is a really hard field right now to get into because of like all the layoffs and like AI. But we'll see. We'll see.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you have any fears with getting a job like really down the line? Like are you concerned? Like how do you think you're going to go about maybe the fears and concerns that you may have with finding a job?
I definitely do have a lot of fear about finding a job in the future because right now, even finding internships is really hard right now. I think even if I can't find a job, there's other jobs that I can try to find that's not maybe not like what I want, but time just to like get myself settled and then also like get to know myself more and also like develop my own skills so I can be like more prepared for like the next like application like cycle. If not jobs, I do want to go to grad school, so that's another option that I want to get into.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very cool. That's
Hmm.
awesome. Yeah, I think just like continuously just getting like just making sure you just keep increasing your
Yeah.
education, but then
Like keep
also
learning.
keep
So
learning, keep getting your education, and I think just
not
enjoying the
give up.
experience and not give up. That's a
Yep.
big thing too. Where would you look for like internships for like certain like on like maybe LinkedIn
Yes.
connections? Like where are you looking?
So definitely LinkedIn. There's a lot of events that like clubs host where they have like people like employees who work for a certain. Oh my, you like cut this out.
No, you're good. You're good. You're
Wait,
good.
so yeah, there's definitely a lot of like events that clubs host here where they have people from like Google or like Meta and stuff stuff like of different like there's like product management, software engineer come. So I definitely like do enjoy going to those events to learn about their progress and how they got to their position now. But it's also a great opportunity to like meet people there, like meet people from like those companies. And I also think there's like LinkedIn, lots of LinkedIn. There's Handshake that you can find internships at, and you can. It's just like overall putting yourself out there and like going like actively like looking for internships. Because like if you're like, oh, I want an internship for this summer, but you're not looking, you're not gonna get one. So lots of Handshake, LinkedIn.
So, what do you think are like pros and cons about like living in the city and just working professionally? Like,
Okay, so pros, everything's here. There's so many events, so many things that you can do, pop-ups, all that stuff here. But there's like the cons, as like we said before, might be overstimulating and there might be like too much. Sometimes you feel like NYU is a time where you can be like independent. Like college is a time where you can be independent, right? But I feel like NYU, they put you right into it. Like at the school, they put you right into being like independent and like finding things yourself and not getting a lot of help. So I feel like at like New York City, like working here, I feel like it might be a bit overstimulating, but it also be like a big like learning curve. Like you'll learn so much just being here.
with stresses and anxiety, maybe a little bit of time with handling
Mm-hmm.
everything, how do you manage it? How do you manage all the different extracurriculars and activities that you do?
For me, I just do it one step at a time and just like think about what I have to do like right now, what I have to do tomorrow, and not be like, oh my god, I have to do this and that and that. Like that's gonna stress you out. Some time for yourself. Go out and get food because there's so many like I said, New York City. There's so many options for food. So have some like Christina time, watch some TV, but get like just like relax. Like I feel like going on walks and stuff helps me relieve stress. And then once I finish like the walk, I come back and then like
So, what are you planning on? Do you have any like professional or like job related plans like in the summer, or any like fun plans in the summer that you're looking forward to? Or
yeah. So this summer, I definitely want to. I'm still looking for internships right now, but if no internship comes my way, then I do want to create a website for my parents' restaurant because we don't have
nice.
one. And like I said, I'm really interested in like UI UX design and like the front end aspect. So I feel like it'd be really fun to get my creative like energy because you know how much I like art.
I know.
So yeah, get my creative energy in and like work on that. It's like a fun side project.
That's
And also
amazing.
like starting new projects and just like learning more. Like even if I don't have an internship, I can get my own experience. So
I think that's amazing. I really am looking forward to like seeing like the final results of this. 'Cause I know you're such a creative, but you're also a girl in STEM. So it's like you can bring
yeah.
both the worlds together and they can collide and create such a masterpiece and just such an amazing piece of work that you can utilize for even like your like down the line, like anything that you want to show off to, future employers and beyond being like,
Mhm.
by the way, I did that. Like, what do you think? I always leave the podcast episode off and the briefings episode off with this last question. Do you have any advice that you can give to interns and associates? Could be anything that you want. What advice would you give?
I think that like an advice I would give is just to relax. Like not relax to be I should cut this out.
No, it's okay.
but
Wait,
yeah,
wait, wait,
but
what do you want to say?
like an advice I would give is just to relax. Just like be yourself, put yourself out there and don't be afraid. And like if you're shy, like you probably won't see the people around you anymore. Like you won't see them again. So just like put yourself out there and just be yourself. Like because if you don't put yourself out there, you're not gonna get the opportunity that you will get. So
That's good
mhm.
advice. Well, interns and associates, this concludes this episode of the briefings with Christina Lin. It is such a pleasure to have you on. And I just want to thank you again so much for giving me all your tips and tricks and all your talents while being in the cubicle.
Mhm.
We hope you guys enjoyed this episode because I know I did. And and we'll see you for the next one where all is said. Bye guys. See you later. Thank you for listening and watching.